All right, today we are cracking a classic GCSE maths question. But we're not just looking for the answer. Nope. We're going to get inside the mind of an examiner to make sure we grab every single mark on the table. Let's jump right in. Okay, so here it is. Question 10 from a recent higher tier paper. You've got two right-angled triangles, some side lengths with x in them, and one simple mission. Find that value of x. Now, this might look a bit daunting at first, but I promise everything you need to solve it is right there on the screen. Here's how we're going to break this down. We'll start by understanding the puzzle. Then we'll find our trig ratios, build an equation from there, solve for x, and finally check our work against the actual mark scheme to see how we did.
Okay, section 1, the trigonometry challenge. Before we start writing anything down, let's just take a second to really get what the question is asking.
So, what are we looking at? Well, two right-angled triangles. And you'll notice their side lengths aren't just simple numbers, they involve this unknown x. Our job is to figure out what x is. And to help us, the question gives us one really important clue that ties these two triangles together.
And this right here is the golden ticket. This little statement is the bridge connecting the triangle on the left with the triangle on the right. Honestly, without this piece of information, this problem would be completely unsolvable. It is the key to everything. On to section 2, decoding the ratios. So we know that sine A equals tan B, but what does that actually mean for our triangles? It's time to assemble our tools for the job. And for this, we have to call on our old friend, SOHCAHTOA. You know it, you love it. These are the fundamental rules for sine, cosine, and tangent in any right-angled triangle, and they're exactly what we need right now. So let's put it into practice. For our angle A, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. That gives us 7 minus 2x all over 8. Easy. Now for angle B, tangent is opposite over adjacent, which is 1 plus x all over 4. And get this, the official mark scheme shows that just by finding one of these correctly, you've already banked your first mark, a B1. Pretty good, right? So for section 3, we're building the equation. We've got our two expressions, we've got the clue that connects them. Now we just put it all together to crack this thing wide open. We always start with the central piece of information the question gives us. This is our foundation. And here's where the magic happens. We just substitute those expressions we found into our golden rule. And just like that, what was a geometry problem is now an algebra problem. We've built the equation that has x trapped inside. You know, just getting this far and writing this equation down is a huge step. The mark scheme even has a special name for it, a P1, or process mark. It shows the examiner you know what you're doing even before you start solving. Okay, section 4, the path to x. The heavy lifting with the trigonometry is done. Now it's just pure algebra. Let's walk through exactly how to solve this equation and find x. First things first, nobody likes dealing with fractions, right? So let's get rid of them. The quickest way is to cross-multiply. So we do 4 times the top left and 8 times the top right. That gives us 4 times 7 minus 2x equals 8 times 1 plus x. Now we expand those brackets. So that becomes 28 minus 8x equals 8 plus 8x. Okay, time to gather our terms. Let's get all the x's on one side and the numbers on the other. That simplifies down nicely to 20 equals 16x. And for the final step, just divide by 16. All right, section 5, confirming the solution. We've got a value for x, but is it the right value? In an exam, you want to be sure. So let's see what the people with the red pens were actually looking for. After all that algebra, we find that 20 divided by 16 gives us our final answer. X is equal to 1.25. And if we check the official mark scheme, there it is, A1 for 1.25. That A stands for accuracy, mission accomplished. But hang on, what's that little O at the end all about? That or is actually your best friend. It stands for or equivalent, and it means that if you left your answer as the fraction 20 over 16, or if you simplified it to 5 over 4, you'd still get the full marks. As long as the value is right, the format doesn't matter. So let's just trace our steps to those full 3 marks. We got the B1 mark for just finding one of the trig ratios, then we got the P1 process mark for setting up the equation correctly, and finally the A1 accuracy mark for solving it and getting 1.25, or any equivalent answer. So you see, the big takeaway here is that even a tricky-looking question can be broken down into simple, logical steps, and every single one of those steps can earn you marks. So showing your work isn't just about being tidy, it's the best strategy you have for getting the grade you deserve.